Hello, everybody. We are here and we are ready to do live readings today. Hi, Stacey. Hi, Breezy. We are going to be doing free readings with Runes, Tarot, Lenormand Kipper, and I've got Nova Oracle out as well.
Hi, Stacey.
Hi, Garth. We've just come off Psychic Development Circle. We had so much fun in the Psychic Development Circle tonight. We were all a little bit naughty tonight, but we fully enjoyed it. Hi, Karen. Hi, Trina. Hi, AQ. Hi, Yasna. And we're waiting for Maria to join us. We're hoping Brant drops in as well. So you'll have 4 readers and divination, basically, in it. Right. Talking all things divination. So you still didn't get the Nova Oracle. You need the Nova Oracle. Hi, Fransky. Hi, Renee. Hi, Yasmin. Hello. Oh, community building. Yeah, that's what it was, wasn't it? Hi, Helen. We're so sorry.
Sorry, Helen.
Hi, Maria. What did you get in the break?
I've got this. I don't know if you have it.
What is it?
Frito.
Wow. They like bacon frazzles.
I don't know what it's called. It's crunchy. And I've got this.
Is it bacon?
Nice.
No, it's like corn stuff.
No, that's crap, man.
What deck she got, Maria?
Since I have my oily fingers, I think I'm going to get the ruined Rider White.
The what?
Rider
White.
Yeah, because I have this oil finger. Or maybe when I'm done eating, I might use these ones. The Oracle cards.
Oh, don't know those.
I posted it the other day. It's really cool.
Hi, Susanna.
Who are you talking to? Oh, are we live?
Lady deck. What?
Are we live?
We're live.
I didn't know that.
Did you think we were just having a chat?
Yeah.
We're live. Wow.
I was like, who are they talking to?
Hi, Miguel. I've got your deck, Miguel. It came from Germany finally. I've caught up with all my decks. Jane's been looking through them today.
I liked your deck, Miguel.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
So what decks do you have?
Helen, it did clean up quite nicely. Look, it's not even...
Oh, it's the wine deck or the coffee deck.
Yeah, this is the coffee deck, but it is not very bent. It is decent.
Yeah.
I did follow her advice and I cleaned it with like makeup shit, and it worked well. Oh my god. Well, you are the embarrassing of the day, so it's not even...
Anybody who would like a read, please put what kind of read they want. If it's general, just put general, or if you have a specific question, put it in the comments. If I refer to you as Facebook user, it's because you haven't allowed StreamYard to let me see your name. So whoever wrote, hello, what can I do to attract romance? Please write your name so that we can see who you are. Helen says she's useful.
Yeah, she is. She helped me rescue the deck. So I think I'm going out of comfort zone in reading with an oracle today for a change.
Thank you, Tanya. Very nice. You don't usually do that.
I'm using my runes, my cosmic deck, a couple of other decks. I've got a what would you call that one? Oracle? It's not really an oracle.
What are we talking about? The Falmana. Falmana.
It's that big I can't shuffle it, so I can't make my hands is too little. I can't get so I've got to do it sideways.
Oh, it was Debbie. Debbie asks, we have a jumping session here. Debbie asks, what can she do to attract romance into her life? That sounds like an oracle question.
From?
Who's Maria looking at?
I don't know. It's not.
I don't know nothing today. I am looking at the comments.
Are you with us?
I am. I'm looking at the comments. They are there.
Would you like to do a read for Debbie?
Oh yeah. What does Debbie want?
We would like to know how she can attract romance into her life this summer.
Okay. Oh, I know what happens. Thing is, when I look at you, I mean, you are there, but I look at you. It's the other way around. So, okay, this is weird. Anyway, question from Debbie.
Wow. This is going well.
Been on that holy wine.
No, seriously.
Jaeger.
Yeah. Debbie, what do you want, Debbie? Let me find you.
Whoever Born to Win is, please remove yourself. We don't like spam. It's a very ugly thing in the spiritual world called out there.
Yeah, we have a
No, you can't.
So, Debbie wanted a reading on.
This is going really well, don't you think? There you go. Look at the bottom there.
Well, okay. So, Debbie, let's see how you can attract romance into your life.
Where did you go in between Psychic Devon now?
Me?
Yeah.
To the kitchen, but the thing is, oh my God, I look like a crazy person talking to the other side. So the thing is, I caught my cat in the act of peeing on the sofa. So I had to clean that mess before going to the kitchen.
Wow.
Yeah. So okay, let's behave and let's look into what can Debbie do to attract romance into her life. What?
You were talking in Psychic Deb about your smells are coming out of the blue.
Psychic Deb, you were talking about the smells. Was it the ammonia from your cat?
No, it's really not that. Okay, so now being serious and reading for Debbie. What I see is that this is something that can be kind of a bit blocked for you and that you have to be particularly intentional about. It is going to take, focused action from you to get into that vibe of romance. Meaning maybe you need to start putting yourself in situations in which you can bring this into your life and take a more active approach. Either actively trying to do things that can lead to romance, putting yourself out there. I don't know exactly what your situation is, but maybe if you are single, you can try and either go on dating apps or try to go places where you can meet new people. If what you're trying to do is rekindling romance within a relationship, it is about planning ahead and about being more intentional when it comes to creating that sensation of romance, of intimacy. Maybe what you are desiring is for this to come more naturally, but it has come to a situation in which the dynamics around your life do not really allow for a lot of this romance to come into your life, naturally speaking. So it might be positive for you to make room initially for this to happen, and then it will, once that you have established this opening for romance to come into your life, it will become something more natural and something more recurrent in your life.
Cool.
You want to listen to a word?
No, I was trying to block that Born to Win who is spamming.
Oh yeah, the spammer.
ugly, ugly spammers. Just ignore them, everybody. I will block them in a second. I will do Yasna. Do you want to do someone while there, Miguel?
Can you hear me too? I hope
Can
you
you
can.
see that? Sorry?
Can you hear me too?
Yes.
Okay, then I won't.
Cover your speaker with your hand, girlfriend. There you go.
Wow.
Magic.
So, Miguel, something he's working on that might come up as a new therapy. Any advice about it? Advice from Miguel?
Comments. Let's
Where's
find
Brant?
this.
Isn't this?
Where is Brant?
Yeah, isn't this his live birthday or something? Birthday live or whatever?
Yeah.
Isn't it? This is actually in Brant's name.
Yeah,
So,
without Brant.
Miguel,
Born to Win has been blocked.
well, thank the Lord for that. Miguel, so what it is showing is that it is kind of this new ability that's going to be going forward that you're going to be offering to people, and with that, it's going to give people a lot of strength with themselves. It's going to enable them to have some kind of, it's going to give them enlightenment on what their happiness is and what it means to them. But that happiness is actually going to provide them with forward movement within their life, and it's kind of like, yeah, you're doing it in a way that they can actually then kind of prevent, should I say, negative mindsets or patterns of behaviors in which they can focus on themselves and actually start new cycles within their life and know that they're actually doing it with a way of like self-preservation and protection in some aspects. So I'd say that that's going to do well.
For anybody that's interested, Jane is reading with the Vegvizia Compass and the Runes, and she's doing a workshop on that soon. Maria, I will do Yasna now. After me, if you will do that one. Yasna,
Okay.
I'm looking at yours, and to me, it looks like you are absolutely heading in the right direction, but you're not feeling it. You're not feeling it at all. It's almost like your well-being where you are is continuously hit by, I'm not getting far enough, or I'm not being recognized for actually what I'm doing. We have a great deal of effort put in versus the recognition that comes back. And the rest of the year, you're going to have these moments where you feel like you're doing well, you feel like you're doing great, but the fun's just gone from the job, and your sense of enjoyment or sense of well-being in that position is hit, and you actually don't know which way to head. By the end of the year, we do see you having a best foot forward. So we do see you winning in to a certain extent, but we still have this, I would say deep down, you have a real need for change, and you have a real need within you for change, and that's not going to change unless you make the change yourself. The end.
So Tanya now?
You may.
Okay, cool. So I have some cards. Sorry?
You weren't listening to me, were you?
She doesn't.
No. Do you listen to me?
No.
then we are cool. So I have some cards in here for Tanya about age, feelings for her, and whether they have a future together. And what I see here is that they are not essentially on the same page when it comes to the future of the relationship and what you expect out of it. I see that age can behave in very possessive ways that don't fully let you move on, that don't allow for you to release this relationship, or don't allow it for you to move forward, because he keeps giving you enough to remain around him, but when it comes to what he wants for the future of the relationship, he tends to be non-committal. What I see is that when it comes to feelings of love, he can feel infatuated with you, and he wants to have you around, but he does not have feelings that are strong enough for him to want to make a long-term commitment. I see that he doesn't want to see you go, but it doesn't mean that he wants to be in a long-term committed relationship. What I see is that this is a relationship that kind of lasts for a while longer, in a not very stable way. What I see is that it can be an on and off kind of thing, or the intensity and the degree of commitment, not commitment, the degree of contact, the degree of stability that you get varies. I see as well that depending on what you say, or the way in which you behave, he can have very drastic changes that make it more difficult for you to form a genuine bond, because sometimes this makes you feel that you are not able to be yourself or to speak your mind freely in the relationship, what doesn't really allow you to really connect. So I do see that this is in short a situation that's going to last for a bit longer, but it is not going to develop into a serious relationship, and it is not going to last for, I would say, not longer than what's left of the year. Anton.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, Jane, I can't remember who you have. Oh, Peggy Lou.
Peggy, what's kind of coming through strongly is there's a lot of like fears in some way, fears of actually being happy, or fears of holding on to happiness in that sense. There's a real kind of need for you to realize the wisdom that you've got within yourself, but also that you're getting a lot of things instilled with you from spirit. You're trying to bring a lot of like balance within your life, and you've got to realize that the more you kind of like set aside those negative mindsets, those fears of any happiness that you've got being taken away from you, or fears that you're not going to find it, the more that you kind of draw upon your own kind of inner strength with that way, and allow yourself to accept guidance from spirit, the more you're going to realize that actually you're going to be really victorious within that. You're going to actually see a lot of enlightenment. You're going to see a lot of growth. You're going to feel a lot of warmth within you, but it's not just warmth from those around you. It's warmth from within yourself. There is too much at times, a bit of a naivety in the way that you're looking at things, and sometimes the approach that you need to be taken has to be that little bit more kind of have more strength to it, be more assertive. It'll allow you to make better judgments within your life moving forward, and from that you're going to find a hell of a lot more inner peace within yourself and within the relationships you've got around you within your life.
Thank you. So I'm going to do Louise. Louise, I saw your question on Facebook. I know exactly what it's like to come out of a dark place. I know exactly how hard it is sometimes to look forward and see the path that is available to you. There is a strong suggestion that I actually had stuff coming through for you the other day, which is why I took your question. I have a strong feeling that what you've been told on your dark side or dark moments actually isn't a true representation of you and who you are. I would say that you are a very spiritual person, and the way forward for you is a very spiritual path. And I don't say that lightly. I don't offer, a spiritual way forward very lightly, but it's something that you need to learn. There isn't an art of living and keeping your head above water that's called observance and watching around you, watching what happens, seeing things from a different perspective. Once you step back and see your situation from a very different perspective, and that's why I'm saying a spiritual perspective, you will probably find that you find more direction in your life for you. And you also find out who Louise is, because somewhere along the line, Louise has been lost, and that's quite normal. I've had depression, I've been through depression, and I know how we lose ourselves in the process. And it's very easy to forget who we were before it all happened. And there is a strong suggestion that you need to actually be very extremely over assertive. So there's probably, actually better than anybody else what you need for your body and for your own mental health. And there is a strong need to be super assertive and sure on your own path. Not let others lead you down a direction, not let others who you think are trying to help you down a direction. Don't be led by those around you, because not everybody understands mental health, and not even every doctor understands mental health. So it's super important that you take that time back to look at your life and to understand, do you in yourself feel that you are coming out of a dark place? Do you find yourself that you are walking in a better light? And if that's the truth of the matter, when you sit back and observe, then you can be assertive and find your way forward. Whether family or friends think they know the best for you, they probably don't. They probably haven't been in that situation of struggles. And it's very easy for a loved one or a friend to give you advice on your own dark place when there's only you that truly knows that dark place. So there's a need to find Louise and to find your assertiveness within you to stand there and say, this isn't right. I know me, I know my dark place, I know where I'm going to go forward. And you will find that a lot of doors and life opens up to you if you actually start finding some of that darkness to actually be a spiritual side to you. So you have spirit around you, you have a lot of spirit around you, and the spirit that you can call upon. And some of the things that you are being told about your personality or about your state is actually you taking on the feelings, the personalities of the spirit around you. So you are being a proxy a lot of the time and taking on if there's a spirit who's aggressive, for example, around you, you are taking on that aggression. And then a minute later, you may take on a laughing personality. And it's actually the spirit around you that are bringing that towards you, and you are open enough to actually be able to do it. So take a step back and try and see your situation through a different set of eyes so that you can decide for yourself what way forward. Sorry, I went on a while there.
That's so lovely. I'm so adorable and caring of you. I love it.
Miguel asks what cards those
Jane,
are.
you have the cup I gave you. That's
She
so
does. That's the deck.
I do.
Maria, do you want to do this one? And Jane for Helen. I'm sweating, me. Yeah, hot. Drip.
So I'm ready to go.
Go.
Okay, cool. So this is for Totally Rory. And what I can see is that the way forward for you when it comes to manifesting abundance and the financial stability that you desire can be a bit tricky. I see that doors are opening up for you, but in the meanwhile, you are going to need to deal with certain unexpected either expenses or finance related blocks that are going to arise and are going to make you confront the way in which you are dealing with your finances and what abundance truly means for you. I see that you are going to be put in a position in the upcoming months in which you have to face certain fears that you are sharing with you in regards to money, finance, and abundance. And what I see is that it is very, very important that you keep your mind focused on what your long-term goals are, financially speaking, and where you want to go, and as well as you confront those situations that can be financially challenging. You remember that. You have been able to make it through similar situations and that you have done just fine in the end. So do not let that fear take over the situation and rule over it, or come in a position of power or in a position of command over those situations that can be challenging, because I see that it is there where you are going to have the opportunity to break some patterns that are related to the way you deal or interact with your finances, and I see that you are going to have this chance to break through certain blockages and certain situations that have repeated over time. By the end of the year, you should be seeing a certain improvement in this area. And while the amount of improvement that you can expect is not going from 0 to 100, but I see that once that you start to see that improvement, it is going to be a steady thing for you. It is going to grow slowly but steadily, and you will be able to count on that prosperity coming into your life in a reliable way.
Yay!
Yay!
Helen, so the pyramids that you got in your meditation earlier, it was more kind of a representation of the semblance of what a pyramid is and the need for why you're needing to be taken that on. So there's a need for you to have that kind of strength, to really harness that strength, no matter how, it's like there's some chaos going around, and it's cycling, and it does seem to be like a cycle that just keeps coming back around. So things might settle for a little while, and then it starts back up again, a new cycle. But it's got like an element of chaos around it. And although there's some aspects, you could be carrying some pain with that. There is a need to kind of harbour your strength, because if not, it is going to directly impact upon your happiness, and it's going to disrupt that. And you've got to kind of, it's showing, the pyramid is symbolizing that kind of strength, that pillar of strength, that knowing, that drawing down, but also the element of the unknown. It could be making you feel like you're really needing to be defensive. However, if you're just kind of think with fairness, not just about yourself, but what's fair for other people as well. But you have to also strongly, when you're looking forward within your life, also be looking at what's important to you and what's going to make a difference to you, and have integrity and standing in within that of what you're perceiving in putting forward or doing going forward. That was what this pyramid symbolized.
Thank you. So Eunice, I have you, and I would respectfully suggest that it is more ego with your husband than any witchcraft. It seems that he is looking out for number one. He's not looking out for the family. He is doing what suits him at the moment and what brings him pleasure. And the question whether he's coming back, there is actually a chance of him returning, but you would have to be super, super firm with him if he did, because it's almost in a cycle where it could possibly happen again, or it may have happened more than once in the past. For example, you will hear from him through a device first and foremost, so not in person. And yes, there is a slight chance of him coming back, but I would also not rule out him trying to have two lives at the same time. I would probably respectfully suggest that you look after what is the best for you and your child first and foremost. Let's have a look. Flipping shambles. We're still very high up on the list. If I have missed anybody's question, please put it in again. It does tend to jump. Maria.
Tommy.
Hello.
Hi.
What can I do to achieve my gift? And that's by Anna Vieira.
What I mean, I'm going to need some context for that one.
Do it as a spiritual gift.
Okay, cool. Dude, what's today with these spammers?
Isn't it? Is it
yeah,
more?
Plenty.
Are they Facebook or?
I think they're Facebook spammers. Yeah, not YouTube. Facebook spammers. Come on. Okay, so this is for Anna. Okay, so first of all, I would say that you are being guided towards opening up to your gifts, but it might be perceived by you, Anna, as too much of a chaotic situation, or you might be perceiving that as something that you need to overcome or something that you need to fight instead of welcome into your life. And what I see is that you are precisely being moved towards or being guided towards where you need to be in order to open up to those gifts. And it would be in your best interest to try to, at least for a while, to go with the flow instead of trying to return to your normal or trying to go back to the dynamics that you have established for your life. I see that this is going to develop over time, and you might not notice sudden changes. You might not notice a neon sign like kind of kind of change or happening in your life. I say that it can be more subtle for you, and this can be what makes you feel that you are not making progress or that those gifts aren't being developed. But thing is, they are, and your consistency is key for those things to show up in your life in a bigger way. Now what I see is that your gifts can be related to communication in some way. So I would focus on that. I would say that this can be related to communication with spirit or with other realms, and that this is something that you are going to feel deep within yourself. It is not something that you are going to clearly see or clearly hear, as much as it is something that is going to happen on an internal level, which can make it more difficult for you to truly identify when those things are happening. However, what I say is that with consistency, you can develop this gift, and you can get where you want to be in regards to the situation. Oh,
Yay!
yay!
Totally block spammers.
Yay!
I'm on a spam block. Who have you got?
Was it Erica? I just need to double check on them to come through further up the top.
Just finding it.
That one.
Dude, what's
Erica. So, Erica, what's really coming through from you is you've got to really learn at mastering your emotions. A lot of them stem from childhood, and with regards to the insecurities, in some ways, the insecurities feed on the lack of confidence, and it's kind of like it's cyclical in that sense. So it's repetitive. It just one's fueling the other, and they're feeding off each other very strongly. To overcome it, you've got to kind of realize that actually you have got kind of every single skill that you need to be able to move forward in life successfully. You've got, you know, you've got good knowledge base. You've got a sound base to be moving forward. You've got contentment in some aspects within your life. You've got a lot of energy. You've got a lot of warmth. You bring a lot of warmth to other people. You've got a lot to offer, but you're needing to kind of find love, but that's a love for yourself. And when you find a love for yourself, those insecurities will start dissipating. And when they start dissipating, you're going to find you're going to bring yourself more into balance, have more confidence and abundance in many areas of your life. It won't be feeling quite as detrimental to you in that effect. And in a lot of ways, you're going to be pouring into your own cup and nourishing yourself. And that's what you've got to start doing to be able to move forward successfully in that sense.
Fill your hole.
Feed your soul.
So like a double act now. Maria, this will be yours next. General. Okay. Joanne's getting smells in a car of perfume. What's it? And I am doing Rita. I'm taking the darkness question today. I'll start. That's all right.
Ooh.
Rita, you absolutely have everything within you to get out of the darkness. I think the way to actually doing it is not actually seeing it as darkness. I remember somebody when I had depression it was my mum, bought me a book that made sense to me. And it wasn't a serious book or anything. It was actually a funny look at depression. I would never ever say a mental illness is funny in any way, but when you are at your darkest point or your worst moment in the day, this book actually helped me, and I will send you a link to it afterwards. But you have everything within you. You've got actually everything possible within you, and similar to what I said to Louise before, you actually have to be a little bit over assertive. It's almost like you're withdrawn from life at the moment. You need to be full in your life, and it's very easy to say that, but there's actually only you that can get you through the day. And start thinking of the day as a day and not thinking on overwhelming terms. For example, I got my stuff over from Germany today. I was instantly excited to get everything. I started unpacking and I was immediately overwhelmed with the amount of stuff that we had. Bite-sized pieces on absolutely everything you do, and just all you have to do is get through to the end of the day, get in bed, and you've done it. You've succeeded for the day. So if you see your day more in terms of, I have to keep my head above water just for this day only, or just for this afternoon only, and then I can get in bed, and then everything feels better. When we get in bed, we withdraw into ourselves, we withdraw into our own darkness, and we sleep through it. So stop thinking of your life as such a huge, vast, week ahead even is too much when you are in a darkness. And you have to realize that it's all right just to get through the day. So if you have to sit and stare at a wall for 8 hours and that's what actually gets you through, you've got through the day. So it's a positive at the end of the day. It's all about perspective, the way you look at it, and treating your darkness as something that you are managing yourself. You are taking the assertive route and standing in your own power and saying, I have survived today and I'm really proud of myself. And that's it. Nothing else. You don't have to manage anything else. Sorry. Maria?
That's so adorable. Okay, so this is a reading for Blah. I was actually listening to you, and I don't know. I wasn't looking at the card, so I don't know what I was going to say. So just let me look into the cards. Okay, so I see that there are changes coming into your life during the months of summer, and I see that those changes are going to allow for you to get more authority, or more of a greater command over your circumstances and what's happening to you. I see that you are going to feel more in control of the situation, and that you are going to be able to choose whether you want things to continue going the way you had planned, or if you would rather take a detour, because I see that there are opportunities that are going to be coming for you, either professionally speaking, or in terms of if you were considering maybe moving or relocating. I see that you have kind of the opportunity to make a change of scenery, and what I see is that this can bring you great success in other areas of your life. So it would be interesting to consider taking this detour, even if it wasn't what you had initially planned. Now, when it comes to your personal relationships, I don't really know what your current status is, but I see that there are opportunities for you in the upcoming months to either develop new relationships or bring a sense of renewed commitment to existing ones. This doesn't necessarily relate only to romantic relationship. This can also be related to relatives and friends, and people that you have bonded with, or that you have existing relationships with. What I see though is that it is important that you conduct yourself in your relationships in a honorable way, because I see that you are going to be presented with a situation in which you can do something that's going to benefit you as an individual, but it is going to come at a cost, and that cost is hurting someone that you care about. And if you go down that route, it is going to come to the surface, and it is going to kind of come back to bite you. So it is important that you conduct yourself in a honorable way when it comes, particularly when it can affect other people around you. So,
Thank you. Joe Shipper, I will do your question next.
Mine's for Joanne.
Yeah.
So, Joanne, what I'm getting coming through is that it's a really, I won't say a motherly figure, but I'll say a strong matriarchal figure. So she is kind of like very strong in her energies, very assertive in the way that she speaks. She speaks with an integrity, just a bluntness also about her. She'll just say it as it is, and that be that. She's coming through to you because she's been trying to kind of come in through your crown. She's been trying to get you to receive messages from her. Not being interested. She's wanting to bring some kind of stability to you at the moment. It seems like you're going through a bit of an unstable patch in that sense. And the only time she's really getting access to you is actually when you're doing things that you're not actively able to block any kind of communication from it, even if it's on a subconscious level. So you're too busy focusing on everything else around you, and you're driving and that, and she's able to come through. But again, it's she's wanting to communicate with you. She's trying to get you to channel, but you've just kind of got your back a bit turned in that sense. You just switched off, but she's wanting you to kind of focus on the fire that you've got within you, that kind of, that loyalty, that streak, that kind of like that energy that she brings is also what you've got, and she's really wanting you to be harnessing that at the moment, because if you can manage to do that, you're going to create a lot more stability in your life. You're going to bring more stability into your life, and a lot of that comes down to some of the decisions that you're needing to make. And I think fundamentally she's wanting to guide you in, assisting you to do that. You've just got to be open to
it. Maria, if you want to do this one after I've done Joe.
Okay,
Joe, I'm doing you now, and you want to know about transitioning out of your position within the coming month or so. I would suggest it's more about housekeeping. It's not so much about putting so much effort into your work. It's about doing the housekeeping, or just what is needed, and probably stepping back and just taking the time that you actually need to transition it as well yourself. It's a case of wearing two masks. You may be, I don't know if you're transitioning into a new role, or if you're transitioning into a new line for you, but you are wearing two masks. You are focusing on the new possibilities whilst just doing the housekeeping for the transitioning role, the role that you're moving out of. So it's a case of you'll be doing a lot online. I presume it's an online business that you are moving to, or has been, maybe COVID-wise. But not putting too much effort into the transition itself, because it's actually a focus on your new direction that will serve you better. You're up.
give me a second. I'm still pulling cards. Okay, so this is for Gaynor about a home relationship reading. I assume that this is relationships with your family members or with your home unit, right? I hope, because that's how I'm getting that. Yeah, right. Okay, so what I see is that the situation that you have right now is definitely workoutable, if that's a word. Possibly, most likely it is not. What I see is that a gentle approach is required here, and that you need to tackle this situation with wisdom, choosing how you are communicating your needs, because what I see is that when you are trying to solve situations, when you are trying to talk things through, you can end up creating, I am using kind of like a plural you and the people involved, when trying to talk things through, or when trying to resolve conflicts, you can end up bringing up more stuff that needs to be dealt with, and adding more to the pile, but without really addressing it in a way that can bring solutions, or that offers you a real opportunity to clear the air. And what I see is that you need to tackle this situation slowly, gently, and without expecting to fix a tense situation within a day. Address things in ways that allow you to see not just what the problem is, but what the solution is as well. What I see also is that this is going to work out in your favor if you are patient enough to deal with this situation in portions, so to speak, and that it is important that you understand that you and yours are trying, and try to maybe overlook certain things that can be related to behaviors that are trying to be changed in order to appreciate more what is being done right over what's being done wrong, or maybe addressing it in a way that also allows the people around you to know that you see what where improvement is being made, even if you are addressing the spots, so to speak, in which things are being done in a way that they shouldn't be done. I hope that I am making myself kind of clear here on not rambling too much. Thing is, I see that this is a situation that can be worked out with perseverance, with a careful approach, and particularly with a gentle approach. So try to keep in mind that everyone involved has feelings, that everyone involved can be a bit on edge at times, and that it can take time to resolve this situation. Oh, and Blah, your reading was a while ago. Maybe you can rewatch this later, because I did it like my last one. And on.
Sally.
Sally, hi Sally.
So Sally's wanting to know if it's going to be possible that she'll find new love this year, and any advice or info is much appreciated. So what I've kind of got for Sally is there's an element of fate involved. It's unknown. There's a high potential that you might find love. However, there is a need for some things to be transforming within your life before that'll truly be able to occur. You need to kind of have, in some ways, you're either being too patient and expecting things to just come to you, or you're not. There's a need for you to be patient. Either or. The fact is, there's been a lot of disruption to your own happiness, or what you perceive to be happiness is quite disruptive to yourself. You seem to be coming from a place of that you're lacking, and if you were to focus more on you and you know what you've got within your life, instead of focusing on what aspects of your life you don't have an abundance in, you're going to attract more towards you that way. When you come from a place of lack, you just like is attracting like in that sense, and you will attract that back to you. So if you feel like you cannot have a fulfilled life without love, you know, energetically sending the wrong kind of energy out there to be attracting it back towards you. There is a real need for you to really be a bit more balanced in your emotions. So you could be possibly approaching things from a too much of a, either being too controlling of your own self, or letting go too much too quickly with regards to people. But if you can just kind of harness that kind of energy of, you know, sorting you being enough for you, you know, you're not needing anybody else, you're not needing to attract this into your life, you'll find that it'll naturally come gravitating towards you. But the transformation of if you're going to find love or not this year is all fundamentally down to you and your mindset and how you're approaching you as a person and what you've got.
All right. Maria, do you want to do Ronnie after?
Okay.
Yeah, I am doing Meta. And how do you bring some laughter into your life, or laughter and joviality into your life? I would suggest that you have been feeling a little bit depleted recently, not finding fun in things that you used to find fun in. You are being very what's the word I'm looking for when you work a lot? Industrious. You are being very industrious and focusing on probably growth in some area of either business or your career. You are putting almost like a separate you on to go outside. Like you could say that I'm a different me when I'm on when I'm on a live than when I'm working or at home. And you're doing the same. You have a face for the outside world, and it's a face that hides that you aren't finding the enjoyment in things, and that your sense of well-being is actually very low as well at the moment. But the interesting thing is that if you continue with the growth that you are focusing on, whether that be work or some kind of studies, then you will actually come out of it with your path will change, so that you will come out with love and laughter in your life, because it's going to be a natural progression therefrom. There are things that happen in our life that suddenly happen, and we either take on that possibility or we don't. And there's something big coming up in your life, and I would suggest it's connected to work in some way. And if you take up the opportunity that is heading your way, then everything will fall into place. It will bring you more joy and laughter and everything into your life, because you will be more fulfilled in yourself. And it was similar to what Jane was saying before, that you really need to sort out number one first, fill your own hole before you start sharing with everybody else. But the interesting thing is, I got the ice cream oracle out because I love it, just for a little bit of, nice advice when things are difficult. And it's quite simple. Guilty pleasures. If you want to do something on a daily that actually brings some joy into your life, have a shandy, or treat yourself to something that you really like. It doesn't matter if nobody else likes it, treat you. And if there's anybody in your life that's stopping you having those things, or you feel that they're stopping you having the things that you really enjoy in life, then take a look at that situation as well, and how it's serving you and whether it's serving you well. Look to who you were when you were 12, 13-year-old. What did you really like at that time? What did you like about you? What activities did you like? And where is that joy now? Can you replicate that by taking up some of the hobbies you had when you were younger? Or can you just find that 12-year-old you that was carefree and really enjoyed things? Is there something around you that's stopping you do that? Look to the people around you, have a maybe closer look at the relationships around you, to see how they are serving that 12-year-old you. Finished.
Yay! My turn?
Yes.
Okay, so this is a reading for Renee Chase about work and what can he expect in the next 3 months. So what I see here is that it is not time yet for you to get or to make that progress that you have been pursuing in your career. I see that you need to work on yourself and your own skills before you can realistically have access to that. But it is not so far away from you that you should lose sight of it. I see that it is important that you remain focused, but as well that you actively find ways to either improve your skills or educate yourself or gain more experience, whatever is required for you to make progress career-wise. I see that it could be interesting for you to either seek some sort of mentorship from people around you who might have more experience than you in your in your field, or it could be interesting for you to listen to what managers or any other people that work with you or over you in a way have to say about your performance, about your skills, about the way that you work in general, it is important that you are open to listen to feedback, and not just listen to feedback, but also apply it so that you can make progress in your career. I see that within the next 3 months, you are going to remain quite stable in your career, though it doesn't mean that you cannot work on yourself, so that when the time is right, you are ready to make progress. The only thing that I see is that I would advise for you to be aware of what you share with people around you about your plans, particularly those people that you work with, co-workers and staff. I would avoid telling your plans to people that you work with, because what I see is that that can play against you in a way, or not everyone might have your best interest in mind. Be patient with what your goals are and keep working towards them, because even though it is not going to be within the next 3 months, but you are going to unlock those doors that take you where you want to be, professionally speaking, eventually. Done.
Yay.
Yay. Not
And
listening.
you have Stacey now.
So, Stacey, what I'm saying is that either what you or your son take it where the shoe fits, in that sense. He's kind of like trying to be a bit more controlling over what they're wanting to do, what they're not. There's kind of like you've got to kind of reforge that kind of the compatibility's kind of gone, and it's a bit more disruptive in the energy about it. And I feel that's because fundamentally he's went away and he's come back a different man, shall we say. And what things that he's wanted to do is making himself happy, and it's about realizing that kind of the family dynamics has been that shift within it. But you've got to kind of, in some ways, it's you've got to have more of a perseverance. It's going to be something that's going to take a bit of patience, and it's going to take a bit of time to kind of build this really kind of bond within the household, where the dynamics aren't going to be like you're poking at each other, or it's a bat of wills. It's going to take, I do see it turning around. I actually see that it's actually going to be successful, but you've got to remember that kind of strength that both of you, I feel, carry can be very, very destructive in that sense as well. So like, as much as you can raise each other up, you could quite easily scorch each other to the ground as well if you were that way around. But it's about kind of having that kind of warmth and being open to conversations. Both of you need to be open to compromising with the other, and that'll create some transformation within that then.
Cool. I think we're done. We've done an hour. Thank you, everybody, for coming along. If we didn't answer your questions, we are going to get back into the weekly hangouts, hopefully at some stage, with Brant as well. He's missing.
Where is Brant? Brant, this is
don't
rude.
know. Where
This
is Brant?
rude. This is in your honor.
It's his birthday hangout, and he stood us up.
Yeah.
Shandy with money.
Classic
Yeah.
Brant.
We had a shandy especially for Brant. Sad times.
Oh,
I have Gypsy on tomorrow all day. Gypsy Cards Pro.
yay.
Yay. And we will see you in the World Divination Association groups on Facebook. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Thanks for your questions. We will, again, answer more next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.